That's right, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving with a rustic recipe here. We know that Italians and pretty much anyone loves holiday food or holiday dishes that brings family together around the table. Chef Jasper Mirable is showing us how to make a roasted Cornish hen with Chianti orange sauce. That sounds fantastic, number one. But first off, let's talk a little bit about our Cornish game hens.
Sure.
These come from England, and they were bred to be smaller, right?
Exactly. So they crossed a Plymouth Rock with a Cornish, and they came up with a Cornish hen, which is always female, of course.
Okay.
And they're usually about under 1.5 pounds.
Okay.
So it's great for individual serving. You could do a dinner, you know, have 6 people over, and you serve 6 Cornish hen.
Okay.
They cook very quickly.
Yeah.
And they're so flavorful.
They smell. It smells tremendous over here. Well,
thank you.
tell me kind of how you start working through these here.
So we have a little Chianti wine, so that's gonna be my reduction sauce. But let's just start off with the Cornish hen itself. It's a beautiful Cornish hen.
So we have it over here,
and we're just gonna put a little bit of butter on there, and just like you're at home, just kind of rub that butter around a little bit. And then I always put a little bit of butter inside, so I never stuff the hens with dressing or anything like that. But I do like to put maybe orange, some fresh thyme, maybe an apple inside, celery, onion, to give it some nice flavor while it's roasting.
All right, so.
And then we want to make a rub. Now the rub is very simple. We have a little bit of celery seed, so we'll put a little of that in there. I'll start with the celery seed.
Okay.
And of course, a little bit of salt. You can do a little bit, just a touch of cumin.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people don't cumin. You know, it's not just Mexican.
You wouldn't think necessarily Italian food.
It gives a nice little flavor. A little bit of paprika, just for coloring, of course. Now, here's the thing, though. When you're making this, and when you're doing this, to rub, you have to put it on, just like I'm going to do right now. But to brine or not to brine?
Okay.
That's the question. And a lot of people don't like the brine, but because it's so small, do you really need the brine and infuse all the flavor in there? And that's really up to you. I set this out on the internet last week. Some people made it. Dwayne Doherty's a good friend of mine, and he posted the photos, and I said, did you brine? He goes, oh yeah, I gave it so much more flavor.
Really?
So you brine with just a little bit of buttermilk, a little bit of salt, and then any seasoning you want to. Any fresh herbs. Put it in a baggie and let it sit overnight if you want. And I'm telling you, the meat is going to be very tender, but you do not have to brine. So that's up to you if you want to go through that.
To brine or not to brine?
To brine, exactly. That's the question. And then we're going to put this right on top here. So it's fairly simple. I love celery seeds. I put it on ducks. I put it on turkey. You know, that's up to you. And then, you know, this is another thing. When you're actually going to roast the hen, slow roasting is okay. I do it about 350 to 375 if you want to do it a little slower. 400 will make it crispy on top, but just take a little thermometer inside.
To make sure it's
bring it up to 165 and you're fine.
Okay.
Extra virgin olive oil is also good if you don't want to use butter, so a little oil on there. But the sauce is excellent.
Okay. How do we do that then?
You make an orange, either a marmalade, or you can buy a marmalade, or you can do a little orange curd. I made a little curd this morning when I got to the studio. So we'll put a little bit of curd in here, and then a little bit of Chianti. Of course, you have to have some Chianti for this.
Here, do you need that?
Yeah, so we'll just add a little bit of Chianti to this, and just let this cook down. It's not going to finish in time on the air, but kind of put this all together. Now you're going to think it's lumpy. It's not going to be lumpy.
No, it'll all smooth out there with some heat.
It'll all smooth out.
Okay.
And then you want to put some garlic in here, so you can either use the whole cloves like I have here, or you can use the minced garlic. I'm going to strain this.
Okay.
You know, back in culinary school, we always learned, you know, once a sauce, if you want to make it a little finer, just put it through a little sieve, or, you know, something just to kind of make it a nice, clear sauce.
Okay.
We'll cook that down, just the Chianti itself right now.
It smells fantastic.
Yeah, what a difference. And people will always say, well, do we cook with white wine or do we cook with red wine? That's up to you. You know, those days are over with where, you know, I only eat red wine with red meat, you know. You want to drink a little Chianti with this.
So those days are, you can mix and match now.
Oh,
do whatever you want.
Of course, of course.
Jasper said so, it's got to be true.
I like that.
I love it.
So now here's another thing. I also put some fresh herbs in my my sauce. Just hold this up. Look how simple.
Oh, this comes right off?
Yeah, it just comes right off. So, and then another little thing that you may want to do, when you're making the sauce itself, have yourself a little bit of cornstarch.
That'll thicken it up, right?
Yeah, make a little slurry with always cold water.
Cold water.
And you just add it to it, and it'll thicken it up in a second. And then when you strain it, it's going to have a nice little gloss, only if you put a little butter in right at the end.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Now, there's a lot of history about Cornish hen.
Yeah.
Victor Borg, he loved it. He was an investor in the company.
Really?
The actor Victor Borg. And he used to come to Kansas City. He used to come to Starlight, and he would always eat at Jasper's. And my father always had Cornish hen for him at the old restaurant.
Really?
So I thought this year I'd bring the Cornish hen recipe back that my father used to make.
Beautiful. We love it. Thank you for for letting us know about it. We still have more coming up with Jasper here in the Price Chopper Kitchen. That's later in the show. You don't want to miss it. Jasper, again, thank you for our lesson on the Cornish game hens. We appreciate it.